I saw this tweet, and I thought, did this get lost in cyberspace? And it's just showing up in my feed now. Jayden Daniels, the Commanders starter. It became official yesterday. It's not going to be Marcus Mariota. So by process of elimination, it's going to be Jayden Daniels. And they've done and said nothing to make us think there's even any remote chance it's going to be anybody but Jayden Daniels. And as of yesterday, they announced the obvious. Jayden Daniels, rookie, second overall pick, starting week 1 and beyond for the Commanders.
It's like they took the same approach as the Bears and made him a starter. They just didn't announce it like they did, like the Bears did with Caleb Williams right away. I guess they wanted to just see it a little bit, not put that pressure on him right away. But yeah, it seemed to be a given. I mean, when you're a rookie and you start preseason game number 1, that says a lot, right? That to me says like, wow, he's, not only the number 1 pick, but he's been doing good enough in practice and running the offense in such a way where they're going, hey, we don't have to ease him in, or we don't have to make it look like he's earning this number 1 spot. He's the man, and everybody knows it, and there's no looking back. So they got something there in Jayden Daniels. You know what I know, and anybody watching football. He might not have the wow plays that Caleb Williams has had to this point, but you could certainly argue he's played better in the pocket and made quick decisions, getting the ball out of his hands, and been a little more, surgical like we always talk about. He looks like he's going to be special. I'm excited to see what he does this year as a rookie.
And I think that's one of the things that makes it more or less obvious that the rookie is going to play right away. Who else is there? In Chicago, it was Tyson Bagent, who did well last year. Undrafted, played some games, traded some buzz, but he's clearly not the placeholder starter when the Bears hold the first overall pick and they're going to pick Caleb Williams. In Washington, it's Marcus Mariota. New England, it's Jacoby Brissett, different vibe. Minnesota, different vibe with Sam Darnold. Denver, different vibe with Jarrett Stidham. And obviously in Atlanta, the guy they picked is not never, but at least in theory, this year not going to be the starter. So for the first 2, just on the way through the door, we kind of knew. And the Bears made it obvious early, and the Commanders, for whatever reason, decided to give it until now. But we just knew. Everybody knew. I doubt that Jayden Daniels was surprised in the least when he found out.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I mean, it's a long way from the Top Golf days before the draft. They certainly know who their guy is now. And, looks the part, right? Damn good arm, definitely. It's effortless. It's a natural, flowing, easy motion. You can tell he knows where he wants to go with the ball. It's not like he's sitting there like, wait, should I throw it to him? I don't know. You could see right away he diagnoses the coverage. He puts the ball, we talked about this yesterday, in the appropriate places where, like that, throws it away from the defender. Yeah, it's a completion. He couldn't run after the catch, but that was the only place he could fit it. And then we know this part of his game's only going to grow. He plays big, and as you hear from everybody, he's bigger than people realize. He's narrow, but there's a little bit more meat in that body than people realize, or it looks like in that uniform. And then because he's so tall and long, he's unaffected in the pocket with people around him. He just stands there and looks over the line of scrimmage and delivers the football. There's a lot of aspects of his game that, you got to be excited about if you're a Commanders fan.
Here is Commanders head coach Dan Quinn and Jayden Daniels yesterday on the reality that became official.
Apologies for having you come up with new storylines for today, but Jayden Daniels is our starting quarterback. He went through the whole thing. He didn't miss a beat, hit the targets that we had put in front of him. We talked about the practices against the other teams, the games, so he's ready and he's earned the right to do that.
Did you pretend to act surprised when he told you?
If I didn't pretend, like I said, nothing's given in this world. So Marcus is a great vet for me, and for not even for me, but for Sam Hartman also. Man, he looks out for us. Everybody in that room looks out for each other. So. When they told me, I was really surprised because I didn't know what I was getting talked to about. I thought he was going to talk to me about my routine from this past game again. So it was a surprise to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're in that situation and you just don't know, you worry about everything it could be, and then if it's something good, so be it. But you never know what it's going to be. But Maybe he didn't know what it was going to be because he already knew he was the starter.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
right,
why he was
right.
surprised they told him. It's like, oh, you're telling me? Just kind of a given at this point. This is the 8th different starter in 8 years to start the season
It's incredible.
for the Washington Commanders. Kirk Cousins, 2017. Alex Smith, 2018. Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins. Ryan Fitzpatrick, who suffered a hip injury in his one and only start with the team in 2021. Carson Wentz, 22. Sam Howell last year, who went wire to wire, one of the few quarterbacks last year who managed to not miss a game due to injury, and now it's Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, certainly the most excited, name on that list, or the guy that's got me the most excited in a long time there, right? We had a little excitement for Dwayne Haskins and what he could possibly be, but that didn't work out, and, RIP to Dwayne Haskins, right? But in all seriousness, to Jayden Daniels, this is one where it just feels like, like we've talked about. He's the number 1 pick in the draft most years. It feels like it's a slam dunk. It doesn't feel like there's any aspect of his game or the person that I've questioned at this point at all. Like, I don't see anything that you can really question. And that's what you got to be excited for as your Commanders fan. And then they got a little talent around him. And, hey, in all due seriousness here, Mike, I mean, I don't think Washington's a great football team. I think they're going to have some energy on defense, but I still look at it and go, I don't know how talented they are on that side of the ball. I think the offensive line's still questionable. Can they protect him? Can they run the ball well enough? But I look at it and go, yeah, he could be a rookie and struggle, but this could be a year he could put up big numbers because they might throw the ball and ride him and go, hey, the only way we're going to win games anyways is by you making big plays and riding your arm with Terry McLaurin and Dotson and De'Ami Brown and all that. And that's where I'm excited to see Jayden Daniels, because I think there's going to be a little aspect that they're just going to have to unleash him, to stay competitive and beat some football teams during the year.
Okay, you have a chance to win $1 million in the NBC sweepstakes on Yahoo Fantasy. Just download the redesigned Yahoo Fantasy app or go to NBCSports.com/fantasymillion for additional details. What are you waiting for?
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.